want to talk to you about something that has me a little, shall we say, hot under the collar. You know what I'm talking about. Anybody that knows me knows what I'm talking about. You know what that is? This zero tolerance gun policy. I read just now a kid received a suspension. You know what he received it for? Doing this. I'll show you how deadly this stuff is. Bang! Bang! Not deadly! And not threatening! Last year, you know what happened? A kid got suspended. You know what he got suspended for? Eating a Pop-Tart in the shape of an L, which the officials said looked like a gun, so he got suspended for it. Something's not right here. You know what else somebody did? Suspended a kid for a week. You know what he was suspended for? He brought this to school. They deemed it as a lethal weapon. Ooh, scary. This baby gun it's going to shoot me. This? Are you serious? This is not a lethal weapon. Look at, my finger couldn't even fit the other trigger. What makes you think this could be a lethal weapon? Huh? You know what I just read? A kid got a 3-month suspension. You know what it was for? Playing with an airsoft gun in his own yard. That's not your property. That's not the school's property. Why would you why would you suspend a kid for playing in his own yard? Why? Where's the justice in that? Airsoft is a sport. It's constructive. Come on now. They wear protection so it doesn't hurt when they do get hit. Okay? Now, that's not, and you know what's even crazier? They're still suspending the kid because, even though he said, you know what he said though? He never brought the gun to school. He never brought it to the bus stop, which is the place in question, 70 yards from his house. So why would you punish the kid? He didn't bring any of that stuff to school. So, it's none of your business. It's none of your business, school district. Now another one. Remember a couple years ago? You know what a kid got suspended for? A tap gun! You know how dangerous these are. A 2-year-old can play with this thing. You know what that orange tip's for? To prove to people it's not real. See? Would you say this was a real gun with an orange tip on it? It's a child's toy. There's no way it can kill you. Trust me. I can hold this stuff I've shot myself in the head with this to prove this point over and over and over. And I'm still here. And by the way, my brain is perfectly intact. I am not crazy. Point proven. You know, my kid got a week he got a 3-month suspension. You know what for? A dead blank keychain. You know what a keychain does? It holds your keys. It has no other function. It might have some little thing on the end. But but this kid just happened to get in trouble because the little thingy on the end of his keychain was a gun. Guess what? Those are made out of rubber. There's nothing inside them. Why are you gonna yell at a kid for having a keychain that looks like a gun? It's a gun, yes, but it can't fire. A rubber keychain isn't meant to do anything but hold keys. Come on, people. Where's your common sense here? It's a constitutional right to own a gun, so you can't stop us from owning guns. So you know what you're gonna do? Teach our kids to be scared of them, so they won't want to own one. I think you are gonna be. That is a violation of a constitutional right to own a gun. And guess what? They can't even own a gun until they're at least 19. So, oh yeah, so what you gotta do? Get them early. You know what I say to that? You ain't getting nobody, around where I live, you ain't getting nobody's kids to do that. It's a part of our life, it's a part of some people's lives. You know what? You know why a military veteran couldn't get a gun? A drug charge from when he was 16. He had a successful military career without drugs, and just because of that, he can't own a gun. He's shown he's responsible. He made one mistake, and you're not going to let him defend himself? Another military veteran, you know what he was? You know what they did? They arrested him for possessing an assault weapon, that he assaulted somebody. You know what he was doing? He was protecting his property from a real criminal. A guy was trespassing. Now don't tell me trespassing is not a crime. That's the guy that should be in trouble. That's the guy that should be in jail. That's the guy who should get the criminal charge. You know what? He was doing something against the law. He was. Not the guy trying to get him off the property. You know what the police did? They even took his wife's cell phone illegally, so she couldn't call for help. Naughty, naughty. Listen carefully. You might not agree with the Second Amendment, but it's an amendment, and you have to live with whatever the Constitution tells you. You might not agree with that one. You know what? I don't care what you say. It's a law. You have to live with it. You can hate its guts, but you gotta live with it. And one more horrifying story. You know what that is? The University of Kansas professor. You know what he did? You know, with the shootings at the Naval Yard, he took to his Twitter. Okay? You know what he said? Next time there's a shooting, he wishes the people that get shot were children of NRA members. Oh, I hate to tell you this. I'm an NRA member, and I say that, you know what they did? They gave him a paid vacation. I'm an NRA member, and I say he should have gone to jail for that. We have a right to our opinions, and nobody's going to say we should die because of them. Nobody's going to say we should go and be involved and be victims in the next mass shooting simply because we're an NRA member. We're kids of NRA members. I've been a member of the NRA since I was 12. I find that highly offensive. And you should too. So I recommend don't go to the University of Kansas. Because they are anti-gun. You know what that's bad. So why, if you're anti-gun, you shouldn't wish death on other people just because they're for it. Now you can see why this gets me a little hot under the collar. And you know what's even worse? The government's not getting it. They're, the naval shooting, the Naval Yard shooting. You know what that man had? You know what the dirt on that man was? He had a violent past and played violent video games all day. What does that tell you? That man's going to snap. And he's going to take a lot of people with him when he does. You know what? That's not, you know what that man was? He was insane! He was not mentally all there. The kid that shot all the kids in Connecticut. He had issues. Lots of them. So, his mother tried to do the right thing and focus his energy. Okay, that's great. You're going to try to help him control his anger. But you picked the wrong thing to have him do. You had him go and learn to shoot a gun. You know what he did? When he went into the school, this man, you know what he did? He went into his mother's bedroom while she was sleeping and shot her. A man who shoots his own mother can't be trusted. He's insane. He's crazy. So they're not understanding this. It's not the guns. It's the people with the guns. Get it right. You don't get it right, all these bad things are going to keep happening. Fix the health system. Fix that first. before you go after our guns. I hate to tell you this, but you do that, you're going to have a lot of problems if you actually do that. I know one state you're going to have after you. One state's going to be real mad. Texas is going to be real mad. The over 10 million NRA members are going to be mad. They're mad at this professor. That's 10 million people that are not happy. The government doesn't. Our current government doesn't care about us. They only care about their selfish agenda. And I guarantee you, that selfish agenda is not going to benefit us long term. We'll be living in Nazi Germany again. Because not only that, this government's taking away our right to bear arms. He's taking our rights to open our mouths. Ugh! I'm not happy about that. Especially gets me behind the collar, but I won't talk about that now. I'll save that for another rant. You listening here, people? If you go after you say we can't, you're going to punish us for owning a gun. You're going to go after our guns. You know what you're doing? You're breaking a law. The Constitution is law. And being in the right to bear arms is a law. You know what? The common conception of the right to bear arms is that only the militia can do it. You know what? There's a little part in the bottom you missed. The right to bear arms shall not be infringed on. The military may own guns, and the people may own them for self-defense. That's really what we're doing. And you're gonna yell at us for that? You are not a friend of the American people, my friend. Or ex-friend, depending.